everyone, it's Mike here. So for day 2 in my 7 days of Halloween, we're going to be making an art journal page from a new Halloween themed DigiKit available on my website. So let's get to it. So this is a new Digi download set. As you can see, there are 3 pages in the set. You have the main, what I call the complete composite image that you can use in an art journal page, which includes the circles and the main focal point of the 2 gentlemen, which is already laid over, and all you have to do is just to cut that out to the size of the page that you want it to fit, and then you can put stuff in the background if you want to, or if you're like me and you like to cut things out and layer it up yourself, you have all the individual pieces here, which is the hand tinted one, or the tinted version that I did on the computer. Plus you also have the original sepia version of it as well. You have the backing paper and all of the circles in the various different sizes. Now I have tried to create the circles so that they are compatible with most punches. As you can see, you can just pop that out if you want to and then create the page however you want. There is a selection of different quotes and phrases and sentiments that you can put on your page. So you've got this one which says, if you can't get rid of the skeletons in your closet, you'd better teach them to dance. This one says, we all have stories we'll never tell, in both black and white. And there's also the same one as this one here, but done in that same impact label kind of style. And there's some others that you can use as well. A secret is something you tell everyone not to tell anyone. And I love this one as well. It's better to have 10 skeletons in your closet than to walk with no bones. Love it. This one says, we are masters of the unsaid words, but slaves of those we let slip out. So this is all about secrets and having skeletons in your closet, which is perfect for a Halloween themed page. So I'm going to be using my distress crayons. This is the neutral set, and I'm working in my small Dilutions journal. This is the 5x8 Dilutions journal, and as you can see, I'm just going to put some of the distress crayon around the edges of my page, and then I'm going to activate it once I've smudged the distress crayon onto the page with a baby wipe. That way I can blend the colour from the distress crayons a little bit more easily into the page. And I'm going to go around the entire of the double page spread, blending the colour in darkers, lighter areas, and just getting it so it's all nice and grungy and dirty, ready for my Digi kits to be cut out and used. So this is the Materialise paper stack from Tim Holtz's Ideology. This is the Halloween release for 2016. And I'm going to be using a variety of sheets from this stash, which I've torn into strips. And I'm going to glue down to my pages, just using a all-purpose craft glue stick. This is one from Pritt. And I'm going to create a kind of broken, torn fragment border around the page. And then on the DigiKit there is a panel with some skeletons on, which I have already torn out. I'm going to glue that down as the main focal point on the right hand side of my page. So this is the panel from the DigiKit that has the black grungy kind of border to it. And I'm just distressing the edges, taking them off just to make them fit onto the page now that I've added on my torn fragments from the Tim Holtz papers. So again, you'll see me just adding bits and pieces to it I'm going to stick it down, not using the Mod Podge this time, just using the collage glue stick. So as you can also see, I'm layering up some of those torn fragments over the top of that skeleton paper from the DigiKit as well. Just trying to integrate the pieces so it looks as though they're more of a stack on the page. So now working on the left hand side of the page, I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did on the right hand side over on the left. I'm going to layer and stack up those fragments of papers on the left hand side to give it some depth, give it some texture, and also to integrate the patterns from the paper into the page. So now it's time to integrate my two characters into my page. These are my main focal characters. So again, using the same collage glue stick, I'm just going to put some glue on the back and then stick them down onto the page over my fragments. Now I'd had just torn another piece of the paper that I'm going to stick across the bottom to hide and ground the characters into the page. Now these are the pre-done circles on the kit. I've already punched them out using a variety of different sized circle punches, so they're very, very easy to do. And I'm just placing them on the page to work out where they're going to look the best. So as you can see, I'm going to start adding the circles now on corners and to break up edges, and just where I think that where the joins of the fragments of the paper just need to be integrated a little bit more into the page. This is where I'm going to stick my little circles. One of the things I like about these DigiKits that I've created is the fact that if you're not very confident with compositions, you can use the main image that's already composited and put together for you, or you can cut out all the individual elements and use them to create your own composition. So now they're stuck down, I'm just going to trim off the excess from the edges of my page. So I'm just going to remove all those bits of paper that are sticking out past the corners and past the edges and borders of the pages. So the next step, I need to introduce my quote and my phrase for my art journal page. As you can see, I've already cut them out from the DigiKit, and just using the same collage glue as before, I'm just going to apply the glue to the back of the strips and then stick them down onto my art journal page. And if the screen that you're watching on is a little bit too small to be able to read what it says for the phrase, it says, "If you can't get rid of the skeletons in your closet, you'd better teach them to dance. So next up, I wanted to introduce a few more traditional spooky elements to my art journal page, and as you can see, I've used the Stampin' Up! Bat punch to create a bat-shaped stencil that I'm going to use with my jet black archival ink from Ranger. So I'm just going to grab an ink blending foam, load it up with the jet black ink, and then I'm going to use the card that I've punched as a stencil. So now that I've finished with the stencil, I'm actually going to use the bat punch, this time with some patterned paper from my stash. Now I have a couple of pieces that I wanted to try and use, but I decided to go with the damask paper from a very old stash that I've got. And I'm just going to punch a couple of these out and stick them down around the page as well. So now that all of the elements that I want to add to my page are stuck down, it's time to add a border and to start grunging up those edges. And to do that, I'm using the jet black archival ink and that same ink blending foam. I'm just going to go around all of the edges of the page. And I think I'm going to call this page complete. I don't think it needs to have anything else added to it. So all that remains for me to do is to sign and date it, and this page is done. So I hope you enjoyed this art journal page. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with all your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of this video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.
Ooh.